what's up, everyone? My name is Luke Rangel, and welcome to Mindset Secrets with Anatomy Fitness. Are you tired of putting in so much hard work to see little to no results? Are you confused because you feel like you are eating healthy, yet the body still isn't changing? Or are you like how I used to be? You know what to do, yet you just don't do it. You see, it's not about how you work out or even what you eat. It's about our habits we do day to day that form who we are and what we look like. So how do I change my habits to ultimately succeed? That is the question. These mindset secrets are the answer. Welcome, warriors. Let's dive in. What's up, everybody? Happy Sunday evening. Welcome to Mindset Secrets. If you guys don't know me, I'm Luke Rangel. I'm so excited for this one. This is probably one of my favorite sections of this series. And again, so our series, if you're brand new, it is Put Your Dream to the Test. We are on question 7 out of 10. And if this is your first time jumping on again, don't worry, we'll catch you up. It all ties in together, and of course, you could always watch any of the replays back into your member portal and enjoy. I'm really excited about this one because it speaks so true to everybody. Well, by everybody I mean me. And yeah, always remember, whenever I talk to you guys, I'm pretty much just talking to myself, trying to make myself better. And you could listen along. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, get this PowerPoint going. And as you can see today, it is all about the cost question. One of my favorites. And again, just a very quick recap for those of you who are just joining us. And it's Put Your Dream to the Test. So, of course, in week 1 in our overview, we talked about what is a dream. So the definition of a dream: an inspiring picture of the future that energizes your mind, will, and emotions, empowering you to do anything you can to achieve it. So a few things that we discovered. 1, most people have a dream. 2, most people have no idea how to achieve their dream. And so there are 10 questions we'll cover in this series that will not only help us be able to see our dreams, but to help us seize our dreams. And the 10 questions so far, again, we've covered 6 so far. Today's number 7. The first week we talked about the ownership question. Just whatever you think, be sure it is what you think. Whatever you want, make sure it is what you want. Whatever you feel, make sure it is what you feel. Basically saying, just make sure your dream's your dream. A lot of times dreams get put on top of us from society, of what we think people want us to do, maybe from our parents, whatever it may be. And then the second week we talked about the clarity question. Do you have the vision to clearly see your dream? So a lot of times people get this idea of what they want and they just start attacking it instead of actually like clearly seeing what it takes and what they need to do and where they want to go. And then we have the reality question. Am I depending on factors within my control? Am I playing within my strengths? So a lot of times people have these dreams, but it's really not who they are. They want things to happen, but it's not going to get fulfilled because it's not their strength. And then the passion question. If you are working on something exciting that you really care about, you don't have to be pushed. The vision actually pulls you, right? You guys know this one, I don't need to explain too much, but if you're passionate about something, as they always say, like, the moment you find something you love, you never work another day in your life. And it is so true. Last week, not 2 weeks ago, we talked about the pathway question, and we had the acronym SECURE on how to secure your dream. So go back and watch that one on what each acronym means. And then last week we talked about the people question. It is important to have the right team, and also once you do have the right team, as a leader, you have to know how to transfer your dream onto them and make them understand it as well, so you guys could all work together. And if you have a strong vision plus a strong team, it is inevitable that it will be accomplished. All right. So this week we are talking about the cost. Am I willing to pay the price for my dream? Now, I absolutely love this one because there's so many times, and we'll get into it, that so many people have dreams. So many people want things to happen. Like, for example, let's talk about weight loss, right? This is a fitness group after all. So many people have a dream of losing weight and they don't ultimately know the price they're going to pay. And the price in this situation, it could be financially, it could be not. But they aren't willing to put in the work, the effort, the price, the cost of emotional cost, physical cost, financial cost to make it happen, right? They just have this overarching idea of, oh yeah, that'd be cool if that happens, but are you willing to pay the price to make it happen? And that's what we're going to be covering. So what price will you pay? So a few things about price. One, the dream is free. Like, understand that. The dream is free, but the journey is not. How many times have you always hear people, you may be one of them, that always have all these amazing ideas, have all these amazing dreams, but they never go after it? It's because it's easy to dream. Like, I could dream of a million things right now, but I'm not going to attack most of them, 99% of them, because for me, the journey's not worth it. The cost of what it's going to take is not worth it, and it doesn't align with my goals. So just know that, like, the dream is free. Like, you could dream to be your ultimate physique. That's free. But if you want to make it happen, you're going to have to pay a price. At some point, you have to transition from a believer of the dream to the buyer of the dream. The number one person you have to sell on your dream is yourself. Just know that. The number one person who has to truly believe and buy into your dream is yourself. Until that happens, nothing else we talk about is possible. Another thing about the price you pay, the price must be paid sooner than you think. Most people realize there's a price to pay, but most people don't realize how soon it begins. And again, as I mentioned earlier, this price, it could be emotional, it could be mental, it could be financial, right? How many times have you guys joined? There's a lot of people in this group who maybe started out with us on a free, literally free 21-day transformation program. But immediately they realized it wasn't free to get the results. And we're not talking about financial, because it truly is. Like, we're giving you the workouts, everything, nutrition plans, even a accountability coach for free. But you have to pay the emotional price. You have to pay the price of being disciplined. You have to pay the price of getting enough sleep, going to bed early. You have to pay the price of being consistent, of tracking your macronutrients so we could customize it for you. Right? And a lot of times people will sign up and be like, oh, like, this sounds great, but then they don't know that immediately they need to start doing this to get the results they want. And then a week goes by and they realize the price was just too much based on how busy they are and how much effort they actually have to put into it, and that you start questioning yourself. How many of you along on your journey have questioned yourself, is this really worth it? Why do I really want these results? Raise your hand. I can see you. Raise your hand. And if your hand is not up, I know 100% you're lying, because it goes through my mind constantly. If that makes you feel better. There's so many times, why am I going to track my food? Like, I already have really good results. Is it worth it? And yes, it is always worth it, because the moment I stop, and even if I lose slightly my results, I am not as happy. I'm not as passionate. I can't get other people as passionate because I'm not passionate. I can't get other people great results because I'm not getting great results. So you have to know that the price is going to be paid a lot longer, and like, you're going to want to stop so many times, which is why you have to go back a few weeks and talk about the passion question. Are you that passionate about your dream? Another thing about the price you have to pay, the price will be higher than you expect. The reason we don't know the cost when we begin is because if we did, we probably wouldn't go after it. How true is that? Whatever you think it will be, double it. That's the easiest way. However much financially you think it's going to cost, double it. However much emotional you think it's going to cost, double it. However much time you think it's going to cost, double it. However much time you think you're going to get negative comments from your friends, double it. It is always higher than we expect. But if it is truly your dream, is it worth it? 100% yes. And then lastly, what the price we have to pay? The price must be paid more than once. Oh man, how true is this one? After you make one payment, there will be another and another and another. You always constantly have to think of trade-offs. What got you to lose your first 20 pounds? You may have had to pay a certain cost to lose your first 20 pounds. To lose the next 20 pounds is going to be a whole different set of costs, a whole different set of emotions, a whole different set of whatever it may be. For me, on a business side, there was a certain cost I had to give up to first grow my personal training business. And then I had to make more sacrifices and pay more costs to team up with my buddy Kyle to build Anatomy Fitness. And then there was more cost and more time and more trade-offs to actually make it grow. And then more time and more trade-offs to make an actual online program that's successful. And we constantly keep giving up our old selves to replace what we actually want. It keeps costing more. More money, more time, more sacrifices, whatever it may be. So just know, on your journey, whatever it is, where you clearly see your vision, where you want to go, just know you're gonna have a price to pay over and over and over again. But again, if it is truly your dream, you will gladly make those sacrifices. Gladly. And a few things you need to know about the price. Is it possible to pay too much for your dream? It is possible to pay too much for your dream. This is also another thing that you need to take into account for. It is important. You have to make a short list of what you won't give up for your dream. For example, no matter how much we grow our business, I make sure I spend time with my daughter. Some weeks I'm better than others, right? But I always have that. It's important. If I'll never sacrifice time with my family. Now, at the same time, I know I'm going to have to not spend every hour with my family, right? But I set a specific time on how much is enough, and I don't go past that. Your health, whatever your dream is, do not let it sacrifice your health. One of the best things that I heard, and I saw it on another gym owner's post, because I just couldn't figure out how to put the words myself, but it just doesn't make sense. Like, especially as fitness people, it frustrates us so much when people say, like, I'm not going after my goals. I can't eat healthy because it's not a priority right now. Like, your health is not a priority. Like, just get that out of your head. Like, there's no prioritizing your health. It is your responsibility to be healthy. Right? Like, you can't prioritize brushing your teeth. Oh, I'm so busy right now, I'm not going to brush my teeth. So what's going to happen? Your teeth are going to fall out. It's not your priority to spend time with your family. It's your responsibility, because what's going to happen? You're going to get divorced and have no family and die alone. Right? Same thing goes with your health. It is not a priority to be healthy. You don't prioritize that. It is your responsibility to be healthy. Because if you don't, you're going to die an early death. And then everything else you try to achieve does not matter. So, sorry, that was just a little rant I have. But do not, whatever your dream is, if you're thinking of a dream that has nothing to do with your health right now, do not sacrifice your health. Plug in just 30 minutes a day, every day, for your health. Schedule everything around it. Plan 1 to 2 hours a day for your family. Schedule everything else around it. And of course, don't let your dreams, never let it cost who you are as a person. Never let it cost your values, because that is who you are. And if you lose that, then again, your dream doesn't mean anything. So again, there's a lot of cost that it's going to take to achieve your dream. But also make sure you make that list of what you're not willing to give up, to let it cost. Okay? All right, so the price we must pay to our dream. All right, so there's a few things here. So going into the actual price part. So we talked about like what it's going to cost, but now like here's like the actual cost, and here's just a few of them. The price of dealing with criticism from people who matter. Let's talk about your health real quick. How many times have you said, I want to go lose 20 pounds, and you had someone who absolutely loves you say, nah, girl, you don't need to lose 20 pounds. You look great. That's my girl accent. Right? That person does not belong in your circle of health dreams. So the price of dealing with criticism from people who matter. And that's the hardest part is the people who matter, because the ones closest to you are the ones who usually steer you away from your dream the most, because they know you the most, or they know the old you. They don't know the new you. So you have to prove it to themselves over and over again. But which ones actually matter? Which friends, which family members actually matter? There's a few 5 steps here. So 1, make sure you are unconditionally loved by this person. So if you're going to take advice from them, make sure you're unconditionally loved by the person. 2, if you're going to take advice from them, make sure the criticism is not tainted by their own agenda, right? As humans, we think about one person ourselves. So make sure they're not telling you something for their benefit. Make sure they're not telling you to stay the same so they don't have to get better. Because that's what happens. Your friends try to keep you the same so they could stay the same. If you get uncomfortable, that means for them to stay as your friend, they have to get uncomfortable, and that scares them. Number 3, when the person is not critical of everything, right? Huge. We all know those people. We all have those people. If they're critical about every single thing that happens in this world, then you shouldn't take their advice on everything, because they just love to complain. There are people that just love to complain. It's who they are. If you're hanging out with someone, we've been quarantined for over 4 months now. If they're still complaining about masks, if they're still complaining about being shut down, if they're still complaining about stuff, those are the critical people that you need to watch out for. It is time to move on. It is time to build your new self. Number 4, make sure the person will continue giving support even after giving advice. That one's huge. So make sure that if the person gives you advice and you don't follow their advice, they still support you. And then lastly, 5, probably the absolute biggest one for me, is make sure he or she has knowledge and success in the area of the criticism. Don't take weight loss advice from someone who is overweight. If you're hanging out with a bunch of friends and you all have 20 to 50 pounds to lose, don't take advice from each other. Don't hold each other accountable. That is one of the biggest mistakes I see when people have dreams of reaching the results, is they say, I have an accountability partner already. Me and my friend are doing this together. It's like, no, no. You can't hold each other accountable, because none of you have had success or the knowledge to get to where you want to go. You have to get it from someone who's been there. So make sure before you take the actual advice from someone, make sure they check mark every step here. All 5 steps. The price of overcoming your fears. The next one. This is definitely a price you're going to have to pay. How many of you have fears about pursuing your dreams? All dreams are outside of our comfort zone. Chasing after your dreams is a scary thing. Like, I can't tell you how scared I was the moment. So, backstory, I was 30 years old. I was a young lad. 33 now, if you're wondering. I was 30 years old, Jobless, pretty much. I had a job, but it wasn't paying anything. Had a newborn, 3 months old, living at the in-laws, and I had one or two choices. One, stay at the job I'm at, which even though I was living at the in-laws, we're supposed to be saving money every single month, right? But I still wasn't making enough just to pay our credit card debt. So I had to either one, stay exactly where I was, the safe route, to continue getting paid every single month, or two, chase after my dream and start inspiring people and become this trainer that I know I could be. As you know, I chose the second option, and it was so scary. Like, can you imagine, like, pretty much burning that bridge and just going after your dream? Because if I failed on this one, not only are we going to be even more in debt, but like there is no backup plan. Like, yeah, it was. I can't tell you like how scary it is to chase after your dream. So if you're scared to take that first step to fully just go in, whatever that may be, I understand. Even after you're successful for a bit, it is still scary. Even after I scaled my clientele from 2 to 50 clients, I was scared every single month because what happens if these 50 people just leave me all of a sudden? And then luckily over time, it just, like, you learn to have your faith. Your faith outgrows your fear. And you just have to step outside that comfort zone. So I give you permission to be scared. It is okay to be scared, but it is not okay to stand still. There's a book called The Success Principles. How to get from where you are to where you want to be. So Success Principles by Jack Canfield. He says, think of your comfort zone as a prison you live in, a largely self-created prison. It consists of a collection of can'ts, must nots, and other unfounded beliefs formed from all the negative thoughts and decisions you have accumulated and reinforced during your lifetime. I'll say that one more time. Think of your comfort zone as a prison you live in, a largely self-created prison. It consists of a collection of can'ts, must nots, and other unfounded beliefs formed from all the negative thoughts and decisions you have accumulated and reinforced during your lifetime. Every fear is like a bar of that prison. How true is that? Like, the biggest thing, unfounded beliefs. Like, we have so many beliefs in our mind that just aren't true, but we think they're true because we've reinforced them during our entire life. I cannot lose weight because it's my genetics. How many times have you reinforced that into your life, even though it's not true? Right? It's crazy. Can't get rid of fear, but you can increase your faith. So don't say like you're going to go, if someone says they're fearless, they're a liar. Right? Don't even try to get rid of fear. All you have to do is increase your faith about who you are, who you want to become. You can do that. Another price, obviously, is the price of hard work. It is hard to be 100% better than your competition, but you can be 1% better in 100 ways. So, like, what does this mean, right? The price of another price. I don't think this is on here. The price of comparison. You're going to when you start your own journey, especially the health journey, especially in a group of all of our members, you see people just crushing it. And then you might feel, you start comparing yourself and you start competing internally with them. But you're not going to be better than them. And you don't want to be better than them. Because on the reverse side, if you're better than everybody and you compare yourself to people less, again, you're going to stay in your comfort zone because you're not going to feel the opportunity to grow. Instead, look where, one, as always, find your strengths, stay focused on your strengths, and then become 1% better. Choose a weakness and become 1% better in your weakness, whatever that is to you. Is it meal prepping? Is it talking to your coach? Is it helping your kids become healthy? Paying it forward. So it is hard to be 100% better than your competition, but you can be 1% better in 100 different ways. And just a few of the ways that you can become better. You could say, I will do more than belong. I will participate. So how many of you guys are in this group who are those lurkers who just stalk everybody? Maybe you could actually participate. Make a post. What did you eat healthy? If you lost, I've heard there's people that lost like over 10 pounds the first 3 weeks and no one even knows. Like, what? Help people out. Pay it forward. Participate. I will do more than care. I will help. Right? It's awesome that you care about people, but how more awesome would it be if you actually help that person? I will do more than believe. I will practice. I will do more than be fair. I will actually be kind. I will do more than forgive. I will forget. I will do more than dream. I will work. I will do more than teach. I will inspire. I will do more than earn. I will enrich. I will do more than give. I will serve. I will do more than live. I will grow. I will do more than suffer. I will triumph. So just know most people achieve, so this is in closing, most people achieve the level of their dream based on the price they are willing to pay. And that is so, think of every area of your life. Think of every area of life that someone you may know. You are where you're at because that is all you are willing to give up. That is all the cost you are willing to pay. Every successful person tells you the key to constantly growing is constantly investing. A lot of it could be financially, but a lot of it is other stuff. What are you willing to invest to constantly keep growing? And if you find yourself not investing right now, if you're still investing the same amount that you're investing 10 years ago, maybe it's time to invest more. Whatever that means to you. Most people stop their dream when the price gets too high. So think about if you've been on this fitness journey for a while and you're one of the people, which again, we all are. Trust me, I've done it plenty of times where you stop and start, stop and start. Every single time you stop, think about why you stopped. It's because the price got too high. But we didn't say that. We said, I'm too busy right now. It's not a priority right now. I don't have the money right now. It's just because the cost of investing was too high for us to keep going. Every single time, it's a price issue. And again, not financially priced, it's just what it cost. We stop when it costs more than we're willing to pay. So my whatever to you is to not let cost be an issue anymore. Constantly go outside your comfort zone and reinvest in yourself over and over again so you could become the person that you want to become. And you know, once you become the person, everything else will fall in line. And with that, happy Sunday, everybody. Happy Mindset Secrets. As again, my favorite one, the cost question, because so many things cost: emotional, financial, mental, but it is worth it. Is your dream worth it? That's the number one thing you have to understand. And if it is, never let the cost become too much. Happy Sunday, everybody.